Dear Papa, I wish I could have told you all this in person, but I know that you know deep down. Writing to you is hard because I haven't gotten to talk to you in a while. I could have told you how you were the most inspirational man I've ever had the pleasure of knowing, and that I love you when you're still here, but I didn't. So this letter has to be perfect. There's so many things I want to say to you, but I don't know how to say it. Whenever I first heard that you had cancer, my heart dropped and I was terrified. I couldn't lose the man who showed me what's most important in life, who showed me how to live, how to give, and how to love. I think the hardest thing was having to watch you go through what you did, watching you eat through a feeding tube and write what you had to say on a whiteboard because you couldn't talk anymore. I guess whenever you get your voice taken away from you, you remember all the things you wanted to say but didn't. One time me and Mom were watching old home videos and you were talking in the background. I thought, there's no way that's him, but it was. I heard your vibrant and deep voice that I hadn't heard for years. I forgot what that voice sounded like. Instead, I remembered the whispers. But I wish I could remember your real voice before you got cancer. It's funny how things so small that we take for granted, like a voice, can turn your whole world upside down when you lose it. I miss your voice, your jokes, and your laugh. But there was one thing cancer could never take away from you, and that's the love in your heart. I hope all this makes sense to you because it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense that the person who was always smiling and full of love got cancer. You looked different and you sounded different, but you were still the same Papa who smiled and gave us snacks when the grandkids came up, which was almost every day. You still put everyone else first. Even when things were hard, you still put on a great big smile. Dad said that we made your day, but really you made ours. I miss running up the hill through the woods to visit you and Mama in the summer. Sitting on the swing set, watching the cars go by, talking about everything and nothing. I miss the freshly baked zucchini bread scent filling the air when I walked into your house. I miss picking strawberries with you out in the field in the hot and humid summertime sunshine. Now I pick strawberries in your garden with Dad, but it's not the same because they're not your strawberries. I always admired how hard you worked, building houses and doing work around the house. But you still made time for what's most important in life, and you gave gallons and gallons of strawberries to all your family and friends. It's amazing how something so small and simple like a strawberry can bring so much joy to someone. How biting into a strawberry for me flushes back so many sweet memories. But most of all, I miss when Logan fell asleep on your lap after supper, and you fell asleep just moments after him almost every day. He adored you just as much as you adored him. You two had the sweetest relationship. I just hope that he remembers you when he gets older, because he was so young when you passed. I used to be annoyed when you and Dad talked about construction things at the supper table every evening, but now I miss listening to those long conversations that I didn't understand. And I know Dad does too. You were his best friend and someone he always looked up to. He never said that. He didn't have to. Some things you just know. The truth is, I miss everything about you, but mainly your contagious smile and your big heart. Because when I saw you smile, I knew everything would be all right. So thank you for showing me how to be strong, for making me breakfast at 5 a.m. and taking me to school every day, and for being the best role model I'll ever have. So as Logan says every night at bedtime after his prayers, I love you up in heaven, Papa.